Hello, hello, hello. Big Scary back again with another great show. Make sure you smash that like button or that subscribe button so you'll be notified when another amazing episode drops. So where are we going to start off this week or this how often we do the show? This episode. There's so much to touch on. But so first the first thing gotta hit on is UFC Jacksonville, Florida. 15,000 fans. I mean, probably wasn't the most responsible thing, but it's Jacksonville, so we're setting trends. I think there was the first full capacity concert. Machine Gun Kelly was the night before that. So I'm hoping the UFC, comes back. It should at least be once a year. I'm thinking twice a year now. I mean, Jacksonville has put themselves on the map with the UFC. But let's jump into action. UFC 261, headlined by Kamaru Usman against Jorge Masvidal for the welterweight championship. But the first fight of the pay-per-view was Anthony Smith against Jimmy Crute. And Jimmy Crute came out, and he was doing all right. But Anthony Smith landed some nice leg kicks, and I'm not sure if I still haven't actually heard if anything was actually broken. But Jimmy Crute just started losing feeling in his leg, or losing ability to use his leg, and he even got a take, like you realize his leg was damaged, and he was able to get a takedown and spread out not end up losing it on the feet, and able to stall, so gotta say he's game, but Anthony Smith was able to damage him enough, and then the feet went back to the feet. And the doctors ended up calling the fight off at the start of the second round. That was a good showing from Anthony Smith. But Jimmy Crute's still young. We'll see a lot more from him. Chris Weidman against Uriah Hall. This was the only fight I didn't actually get to see. In person. I had gone to the bathroom, and thankfully I did, in the most horrific and brutal. I've tried to avoid seeing the video of it, but I've seen enough. I've seen enough people break their legs that I don't need to see it again. But I've seen pictures, and just, oh God, you got to feel for Chris Weidman. It's just the irony of this is the same exact way that Anderson Silva had broken his leg against Chris Weidman. Yeah. Chris Weidman just threw a kick, and Uriah Hall checked it, broke his leg. So hope to see. This was the first win in UFC history where the winner didn't throw one strike. So you know how much Dana White loves Uriah Hall. So that was just another victory for Uriah Hall to anger Dana White. You gotta hope Chris Weidman comes back from this. You don't even know. At his age, he might not even come back. Who knows? But we'll see. So then the next fight of the evening was Valentina Shevchenko against Jessica Andrade. Valentina has just been dominant. Other than Amanda Nunes, nobody has been able to do anything with her. She's pretty much destroyed everyone, and she was destroying everyone at bantamweight, and then moving down to flyweight, and it's just been brutal. We thought maybe Jessica Andrade, the former champion, she'd won her belt by slamming Rose Namajunas on her head. She lost the belt to Weili Zhang. Or Zhang Weili, they keep flipping the name around. But you thought Andrade might have something for her on the ground. And Shevchenko just came out and started taking her down. Going against everything that all the professionals, all the the specialists in MMA think everyone was saying, oh, okay, yeah, she's going to outstrike her. But she came and proved that she could outgrapple her too. Had gotten her in by the that was the second round. She was able to get a mounted crucifix and just finish her off pretty brutally. I mean, she's cleared out the division. Who else? Who else? I mean, these are just corpses that they're throwing at her. I mean, I want to see her against Amanda Nunes again. Now, I mean, she's at a disadvantage. I think she might be able to beat her this time. I really do. Now, it might be pretty draining for Amanda Nunes because when was the last time she even fought at 35? Hasn't she just been predominantly fighting at 145? I'm trying to even remember. I can't even remember the last time she fought at 35. But I mean, to keep going back up to 45, that might. Who knows? Who knows? I know Shevchenko is just unstoppable. I mean, I don't see anyone else for her at flyweight. I want to see her against Nunes again. I mean, hey, if those are the two best women in the world and nobody else can stand with them, I want to see them fight 10 times. If the fights were, Nunes won both fights, but they were super, super close. I mean, I'd like to see them fight 10 times if a fight's going to be that close. I mean, I feel like Shevchenko is the more technical fighter. She's just smaller, so that's the disadvantage. But we'll see what Dana White does. So the next fight, the co-main event, was Zhang Weili against Rose Namajunas. Weili has looked good. She looked good dominating Andrade. Looked good in an amazing fight with Joanna Jędrzejczyk, one of the best women's fights of all time. I just assumed that she was going to come out and just buzzsaw through Rose. But Rose came out and looked good to start off with, and then just landed a lead leg. I mean, in the first minute of the first round, and just knocked her out. I mean, it was beautiful. I mean, Rose was able to catch Joanna years ago to win the belt the first time, so she's a two-time champion now, Rose. And I mean, other than getting slammed on her head against Andrade, and she avenged that defeat. She was winning that fight before getting slammed on her head. She's looked good. The last couple years, nobody's really done anything with her other than slamming her on her head, and yeah, I mean, that'll win you a fight. But when it comes down to just actually prolonged skill against skill, I mean, she's been looking good. So yeah, Rose Namajunas is the strawweight champion of the world, and can't wait to see her next. But hey, I want to see her. I mean, I guess they're gonna have to make her make Weili come up, beat somebody else. But I can't wait to see them fight again. I mean, she caught her, but I mean, Weili's good. She's good. So then the main event of the evening, Kamaru Usman against Jorge Masvidal, and all the talk was that if Jorge Masvidal had a full camp, he would be able to I mean, because he lost a unanimous decision, but I mean, he didn't get stopped, so it's like, if he has a full camp, better cardio, he's gonna be able to put it on Usman. And yeah, no, that it wasn't to be. I mean, he comes out and it's throwing nice leg kicks. He's landing some nice shots, but it was like Usman was just setting him up, and before you know it, in the second round, landed a beautiful shot that just knocked Jorge Masvidal out. And hey man, that's how the fight game is. Usman has looked good. All the boring talk about him, you got to throw that stuff out the window, because he's been finishing people. He's been finishing some of the best fighters in the world. So yeah, you can't really say any. And they booed him. I mean, he was booed more. I mean, the only person booed more than him that night was Jake Paul, who they kept booing all night long. I mean, but you got to boo that guy. That guy's horrible. So Yeah, but so Kamaru Usman, welterweight champion. Looks like he's going to be champion for a while. He's on like a 14 fight win streak or something, or 14 fights in the UFC, I think, and in like an 18 fight win streak. So yeah, I'm looking forward. I mean, I guess the next fight is Colby Covington. Yeah, I mean that first fight was good. I mean, he only finished him with a minute left in the fight. I mean, that was a good fight. So yeah, definitely can't wait to see more. And hey, Masvidal still. I mean, he's got some fights that he can do. I mean, Nick Diaz wants to fight. I wouldn't mind seeing Masvidal against Nick Diaz. That'd be a great fight. Masvidal against Conor McGregor. I mean, there's so many fights that still people want to see. So yeah, great card, amazing card. Jacksonville showed out. It was an amazing card all around, and then just the electricity of the crowd. I mean, it was. I feel like Shevchenko got some of the most applause of anybody. I mean, they were chanting her name like over and over and over. I mean, that was pretty interesting. Usman, like I said, got booed the most of any of the fighters. Yeah, that's but the crowd, it was good. So let's see. Then our next fight night coming up will be Dominic Reyes against Yuri Prozhnikov. Dominic Reyes was doing really good, and then it's a questionable decision against John Jones. Hell, I would borderline have given Reyes the fight almost, possibly. I mean, could have gone either way, but it's. I mean, I don't. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you don't even want to see a champion lose a fight. I mean, because it wasn't an exciting fight. That's not how you want John Jones to lose the title. I mean, but it is what it is. I mean, he probably should have lost. But then Reyes went out and then got knocked out by Jan Blachowicz. So he's on a 2-fight winning streak, and he's coming up against this animal, Yuri Prochka. He's coming over from Risen, and he beat some people over there. Who'd he beat? Like Mola Wall. I can't even remember who else. It's all finishes. I mean, he's got like a very awkward style. I don't know. I'm thinking he's gonna put Reyes on a 3-fight losing streak. So I'm calling Prochka for the victory. Probably second round TKO. I'm thinking. Our co-main is Jika Chikadze versus Cub Swanson. Chikadze's undefeated in the UFC, and Cub Swanson's on a 2-fight winning streak. Chikadze hasn't fought anyone like Cub Swanson. This will be a big step up in competition. I mean, he's good, but I'm thinking Swanson. Swanson with a second round submission. Let's see what other action we got. Baseball action. Ronald Acuna leading the majors with 8 home runs. He's just been lighting it up. Or Reese Hoskins also has 8. And Fernando Tatis was out a couple weeks and come with a shoulder injury, and just has come back on a tear. And so he's one behind with 7. Shohei Ohtani's got 7 home runs, and he got his first win the other night. I mean, he's looked good. He has looked good. Yeah, this. I mean, it's the last guy to do that. What did he do? He won the game and had 1 or 2 hits or something, or had a home run, I think. And he's the first one since Babe Ruth. I mean, that's pretty impressive. He throws some serious heat. So yeah, he's doing good. Let's see, the American League. Oakland's leading the American League, followed by Kansas City in the National League. It's the Dodgers, followed by San Fran. In NFL draft news, the Jaguars are drafting first. We all know they're going with Trevor Lawrence. Urban Meyer has made it clear. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is already like donating money and doing charity work in Jacksonville. I mean, it's no big secret. He's coming to Jacksonville. But I mean, they definitely have a whole bunch of holes to fill around him. I mean, they need a tight end, they need offensive linemen. I mean, they need receivers. I mean, and they need some help on the defense. But they clearly need all. I mean, they need everything on offense. Yeah, I mean, this is big. This is big. I mean, the Jags have struck out on so many drafts. They got a new coach. They're gonna have a new quarterback. I mean, the picking Trevor Lawrence is, I mean, that's a no-brainer. So it's gonna be all the other guys. What are they gonna do with those guys? I mean, are they gonna whiff on those guys or not? This could be the next era of Jaguar football when they finally make it back again to being a top team like they were in right after their expansion when in the late 90s, early 2000s. Who else? Other than Trevor Lawrence, we got the BYU quarterback Zach Wilson, Trey Lance from North Dakota State, Justin Fields from Ohio State, and Mac Jones from Alabama. All the 5 quarterbacks that probably going in the top 10. I mean, all these guys. I mean, Mac Jones. I mean, played at Alabama, won the national championship. I mean, Justin Fields had been the number 2 guy all year. And then it seemed like after the season ended, like they started finding reasons to drop him. Trey Lance looks like he might have the most upside, but he played at North Dakota State, so you just don't know about the competition level. But hey, man, he's still making these decisions. I mean, he's still being a quarterback. So if you can do it at that level, you might still be able to do it at the next level, and he looked good. And Zach Wilson from BYU is look good too. Kyle Pitts, the tight end out of Florida, is a name that's been mentioned a lot. That really is probably going to be quarterbacks and then him, because they're saying he's going to be transcendent. He's going to be the next amazing tight end. I mean, unless injuries. I mean, guy's 6'6". They're comparing him to like a Plaxico Burress, but I guess just the tight end version. So yeah, he's going to be good. And let's see, NBA news, Brooklyn still leading the East, followed by Philadelphia and Milwaukee. In the West, Utah, followed by Phoenix, the Clippers, Denver, the Lakers, and 2.5 games behind them is Dallas. So the Lakers are with LeBron out and still out. Anthony Davis just came back. So the Lakers are still holding their position. They're a 5 seed. So we'll see if they're able to make it out of the West. And, I mean, what everyone wants to see is a healthy Brooklyn against a healthy Lakers. But I don't know if we're going to get that, because it seems like Brooklyn just keeps alternating guys to be hurt. And, so I don't know if they have Kevin Durant and James Harden, and Kyrie Irving, that's an unbelievable 3. I mean, I don't see how that doesn't win. But LeBron James, you can't ever count him out. Anthony Davis has not looked that good this year, and then so he got hurt. So that's an excuse for right now. But he hasn't looked that great since he's come back. So I don't know. We'll see. In the MVP race, it's a toss-up right now. Nikola Jokic, Giannis, Steph Curry, Joel Embiid. Jokic has played the most games, and he's the PER leader. He's that type of just bland. It's going to be tough for people to really give it to him. But they can't give it to Giannis again, because he hasn't even had an amazing. Even though he's number 2 in PER, his team isn't even doing as good as they did the other years. And Steph Curry's played amazing, but he missed a lot of games. So did Embiid. LeBron was in the lead before he got hurt, but yeah. So it's got all that action. We're gonna be celebrating our year anniversary coming up in about a week. I don't know what all I'm going to do for that. We're going to see. Might start adding more features to the show, like exercise routines, techniques, drills, just all kinds of stuff. Maybe do some, talk about some investment advice. Maybe we're talking about crypto, baseball cards, just my interests and stuff. So, you can find us on Trauma Television on YouTube, because this is a Trauma Television production. You can find us on Trauma Television on Facebook, on Big Scary on Facebook, and on Big Scary on Twitter. And as Martin Luther King said, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice.